Mwah, wonderful. That is what I am meant to be.
It's the greatest feeling I've ever felt as someone playing a video game.
Okay. I'm not typically a video game reviewer. That is not my domicile on your average day. So I'm gonna do my best to properly review what is, without question, one of the most interesting gaming experiences I have ever had. That's on me. I'm gonna be honest, that one's on me. I'm willing to admit fault there. Leave me the f***. This is and to the people who recommended I pick up Dark Souls, commented constantly for me to give it a go, do it on Twitch, live with y'all, thank you. It was so much fun. Also, simultaneously, f*** you. You know why, though. You know why. You're understand. If you're in the know, you know. You're like, yeah, I get it. That is an acceptable reaction, because this game, it was the most rewarding experience I have had as a gamer, while simultaneously being quite possibly the most frustrating thing I have done in my life. Dark Souls is a fantastic experience of Dark Souls is a fantastic experience of frustration. That is the quickie, spoiler-free review. Without a doubt, no exaggeration, Dark Souls has provided me with the most exquisite fist-pumping moments of my gaming career. It also emotionally drained me to the point where I actually brought it up in therapy at one point. Oh my God. Want proof? Here's a clip. And then here's another clip. I just need to successfully not get hit one time. I am a naked bull tamer, and that is what I am meant to be. It's the emotional gambit. That being said, I have criticisms. It's not a perfect game. I will say it's probably sitting in my top 15 of all time, more likely even top 10, because I loved this, and I immediately started playing Dark Souls 3, and I totally didn't skip Dark Souls 2. I beat it. I beat it in one run. I didn't even take damage. I didn't skip it at all. I got congratulated by Obama for being so impressive. It's done. I beat it. So let's get into what exactly Dark Souls is for like the two people who are watching who might not know. It is a third-person action adventure, though adventure seems like the wrong term. Apparently this is heavily inspired by the manga Berserk, and I felt that from my brief time reading Berserk and playing through this game. The atmosphere, the tone is nearly a mirror image, and also the way combat presents itself I also found to fall into that. It was absolutely gorgeous to walk through what truly felt like something I had never been in a video game before. It is so bleak and dark, and yet simultaneously undoubtedly beautiful. There are so many vistas and just landscapes that even for these older graphics, though I was playing the remastered, that looked sensational, exquisite, brilliant, mwah, wonderful. So on a visual level for its time, this game seems to me to be truly revolutionary. The combat itself, oh wow, that was very, very lucky for me. Okay, I want to be as articulate as I can here, because the combat of Dark Souls is exactly what it needs to be. Highly rewarding from improving in certain ways, yet punishing for any mistake. You can master it to an extent, and then there are failures and shortcomings within this game, where there are some times where you try to hit a button and it seems to not react fast enough. There's this odd loading of queuing next moves that just do not hold up to modern games. Again, I'm sure for its time for Dark Souls, it was fantastic, but now, especially having jumped into Dark Souls 3, there is a clear differentiation of how smoothly this game's combat can be, because it seems to be perfected in Dark Souls 3, versus how it is in Dark Souls 1. It's still just as hard in Dark Souls 3, but they just smooth out some of the, okay, I really don't feel like I did that from Dark Souls 1. And the fights. I'll never forget my first day playing Dark Souls because you start in this dungeon and you mosey on in, and there's like a couple little like quick, easy, get the point of it kills. But then you reach the first like kind of boss, and in Dark Souls fashion, you're not supposed to fight this guy. You just run away at first. You're like, get out of there, and then you have to fight him later on. But it was just jarring for me as a gamer to have a game essentially just throw you into the deep end and be like, figure it out. Oh, this seems safe. Oh, no. No, he's already looking at me. No, let me back through. No, oh my God. Good luck. Like, that's actually really refreshing. I'm tired of the hand-holding so many games do, and Dark Souls is not about that. Yes, there are these little like hints and markers everywhere, but as in games should be done, you can easily skip them if they're just the obvious stuff you know. I actually really loved how Dark Souls handled getting you into the game because it fit with the theme of the game of just, you're on your own. Figure it out. And I'm not gonna get stabbed by this thing. Sweet. I have mastered. And oh my God, when you finally do beat a boss after hours of trying, after getting so close and then dying in the middle of the fight because of like gravity. But when you finally land that hit that you're not sure if it's gonna land, you're like, please be the land, get him before he gets me, and you get it. Now, yeah! It's the greatest feeling I've ever felt as someone playing a video game. It's so good to just, it made me feel a way I have not felt since I was like 13 playing Mario games, like trying to beat a boss there. It really brought me back to that point. And they're so difficult. Like there are genuinely points where I was thinking like, you can't beat this boss at the power level I'm at. It's a lie. You're not supposed to be here yet. What does this game expect you to do? I've hit him 30 times and he still has more than half his health, and then he regenerates. It's not oh, I did it. And then you do it and you feel like a god. All of that, everything I just talked about is why Dark Souls is really special. It is the most atmospheric, challenging journey I have partaken in as a fantasy video game fan. Then there are some flaws though. On the meta level of the game, the menu layout, not very intuitive, and the initial button layout I found to be quite frustrating. You need a controller, playing it on mouse and keyboard, good luck. And on top of that, there's just some genuine bugs. There were times where I walked into a room and it was supposed to trigger a boss fight and have one of those incredibly memorable intros where they drop down and make you go, ah! Because you're just like, I wasn't prepared. I only have one potion, please. But then there'd be other times where chat was like, you need to leave and come back. It didn't load for some reason. And this is the remastered. You'd think they would really smooth it out, but these are flaws that I encountered repeatedly. There was also a boss fight where the boss just kind of seemed to glitch out and I beat him without really feeling like I earned it because they were just not able to hit me for a while. That sucked, you know, especially a game that's so dependent on your overcoming the challenge of it. It was just like, why? Damn it. And I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to glitches in games. I was still able to give Cyberpunk 2077 a pretty positive review, looking past the kind of boring story there and the tons of glitches in games. I appreciate the other aspects, but they were prevalent enough here for me to just have to mention it now. But getting back into the praises, what I kind of was thinking going through this game is it's so simplistic, because it is a rather simplistic game to master, but it's really difficult to master. I was expecting to kind of get bored or some of the like boss fights to feel repetitive, but they never do, because not only are you changing environments that feel so fleshed out and so different and distinct from each other while still relying on those core mechanics, but the improvement you feel in yourself and your character combined with the now I have to learn to beat this new boss and take these skills I've developed and apply them here the best I can. Again, it's a mastery of simplicity I wish more games would lean into, because being overly complex doesn't actually make me personally enjoy the game more, because there tends to usually be, with the complexity of how to play into the world, there tends to be just certain more holes you can't cover every single one of them as a game developer, but keeping it more contained and simple allows them to just get every beat of it. And then there were some areas that didn't feel finished. There was actually my chat were telling me that like there are areas of this game where they, like, the game developers admit they had to rush it, and those places felt like it.
I do want to also add though, in terms of the level design and how the whole world is laid out and how you can just seamlessly walk around, it felt ahead of even a lot of games that are put out now. Whoever was in charge of the actual map design and geography of Dark Souls did an absolutely splendid job.
I will say one last criticism I will slip in here. I didn't love how lore was delivered. I wasn't sober playing this game a lot. I kind of like gaming that way. And so it became a bit tedious for me in that state to constantly be reading and looking for small things around. I prefer a game to be more overt with lore, because when you already have gameplay over top of it, it's hard to keep track of it all, especially for me. Though I know that is a subjective opinion, and there are people who really like to dig into the small details of the world, do a lot of hunting for lore, so that's not an objective criticism at all. I just, specifically for gaming, because I prefer not to do it sober, like the lore to be very ham-fisted in its delivery. That's a me thing, but if you have that same gripe, hey, there you go, now you know. So it's not flawless. But at the same time, I feel like in certain areas, Dark Souls for its time came as close to perfection as it really could, which I'm going to admire and praise every time. I'm already liking Dark Souls 3 more because I just immediately felt playing that game like, oh, it's smooth as butter compared to Dark Souls, which has kind of got some of this rust to it, which is unavoidable. And I don't blame it for that, but I have to incorporate it in a review. Is it still worth playing? Absolutely. No question. And I'm feeling a very solid 8.5 out of 10 for this game. I think it's iconic for its era. I think it hasn't aged perfectly and it's been improved on. There are some games that the first is the strongest entry and nothing was ever improved from there, but I do see Dark Souls improving with 3, and I'm going to say this is going to be a game I'd replay before I die, no question. Just, that's going to happen. And I'm going to try to get friends I know who like games, who've never played it, to play it, because I cannot wait to see their reactions to encountering certain bosses and just being like, wow, this sucks.
Why is there two? Why is there two health bars? No, what the what?
And I also like the community aspect where there are people who are like, I'm going to try and beat Dark Souls on a DDR pad. I'm going to do it without getting hit. The fact that the community has those players makes like just the being into Dark Souls all the more enjoyable. Anyway, everyone, if you'd like to see more video game reviews in the future from me, make sure to hit like and subscribe and comment down below what game you'd like to see reviewed next. Is it Dark Souls 3? And hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.